baby snaky going? He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. He's just a little baby. He's a little guy. He's a little guy. He got a big bite, though. Look at them teeths. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's Phobin time. It's time for more Phobies, maybe some variety later. I see chat is already trolling me and other members of chat already, so I guess we should probably get underway. So somebody asked, did I miss the pack opening? No pack opening tonight. The season rollover is next week. So next week will be when we do the pack opening. I tend to wait for that so that way we can, that way I can do everything all in one shot. I'm not a big fan personally of opening packs. I've mentioned this before. It's the actual acquisition and having the thing from the packs that's exciting for me, not the opening thereof. But I know everybody loves to see it, and I think it's more entertaining if we do it all in one big chunk. So no pack opening that you missed, at least not for this season. Well, I guess technically you missed this season's pack opening, because that's already on YouTube. But next season, in 8 days, we'll have the next one. I still got to try out Bramble. True, I actually haven't played Ghostbusters offline. I've been playing a combination of stuff. Mortal Kombat 11, Gears of War, and For Honor. Because I already had those games, I just decided to revisit them, and I still love them. They're still a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying all three of them, honestly. I main Noob Saibot in Mortal Kombat 11. Go back to the OG Sub-Zero. In Gears, we were playing it last night. And in For Honor, right now, I'm maining basically the easy guys. So the starter Viking guy, I think it's called the Raider. The Warden, which is one of the starter Knight guys. And it's basically just those two. I can't really... I've tried all the other characters. When I used to play years ago, I used to also play Lawbringer. But I am super duper rusty, so we're just still trying to learn everything and get back into it. So we'll see. We'll see. Had to hydrate 2 minutes ago. Probably was during the countdown. Don't drop that low, you can't snap. So a lot of people have asked me to try out Snap. And I have been, well, I did play it offline prior to people asking, actually. And then since then, people have been kind of pushing me to play Marvel Snap. We had a long discussion about it. I don't know if you were there for it last night, Hakune. I'm sure it'll come up again tonight, whether I play Snap or not. But the too long, didn't watch, didn't listen is I don't think Snap is for me. I think the game is fine. I've learned over the years what type of games I enjoy, as most people do. You know, you eventually play the stuff you like, and you don't play the stuff you don't like, right? At least that would be ideal. A lot of people just go on the internet and throw tantrums about things. That's how you get clicks, right? Quick aside, everybody, before we get into the actual content, I was accepted into the Phobies Content Affiliate Program, the content creator program, you might call it. Shout out to the Phobies team, and thank you for that. But the reason I'm telling you, everybody out there, dear viewer, dear listener, is to let everybody know that I do receive some compensation from the Phobies team as a result of being part of that program. Now, I loved Phobies before, and I still love Phobies now, and I expect I will still continue to love Phobies in the future. So look forward to more Phobies content coming from Random's Thoughts. So now, on with the show. You've never seen those puppets before? Yeah, Vendy's held those up before. I don't think that's changed. Lippy wants his rent. Lippy can go to hell. I'm not playing these until after... Well, actually, I have to do them tomorrow. So that way they won't expire on me. Because I have a day and a half, basically, on some of these. So that way I have enough time to do it on Monday. Oh, we saw Brony, never saw the others. Yeah, he has a variety of them. Need to grind arenas and Phobies, but every time I see the arena button, I feel already bored. Really? You're bored by arena and not async? Or are you just bored in general? I mean, I've talked about it a lot. I just like arena way more than async. It's way more interesting to me. How people respond to stress. Or an additional stressor. an additional stressor. I could sit there and figure out moves in async. I just don't really want to. Took a bit of a break from Phobies, got a bit rusty and was losing more games, kicking back in now. Once you get back into things, it feels so good. It feels so good. It's the same thing with any game. We're gonna sucky it up again, chat. Get a little sucky action going. We will go with the 1 key. I was talking about this last night on this map with Sucky Opener, whether I want to go with 1 keys or not, and I'm not sure if it's appropriate to, but we're gonna try it. The DT pleasure, yep. I mean, I mentioned it before when we were first talking about Sucky, however long ago it was, at DT suggestion, that like, I agree, it makes sense. And I was kind of on the same path, and DT has been pushing it, so hopefully I'm giving DT extra data. Hey, Gilbo, not much, just getting underway. Just getting underway. I think there's an exclamation point uptime command. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure there is. But there, you always have to shave 10 minutes off of it because I have the countdown. I do that so that way people can filter in. And, you know, I have a couple minutes to get everything going. But yeah, we'll probably do some, you missed everything. All the things. We're closing up. All right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. You can go there, you can go there. If we go here, you're fine. So they are still banked at 4. It's a little annoying. So, Chad, I was playing some For Honor earlier, offline, and I was having a lot of fun. I'm only playing the 4v4 mode. I haven't ventured back into 1v1, even though I've restarted playing again. Exactly, Baba Zega. I haven't, plus I think the 1v1 mode always had a lower population involved. I'm not sure. But it definitely is now. That's for sure right now. That is a definite. For Honor is really fun. It is fun. It's hard, though. I kind of want to switch from controller to keybam, because I think there's something there. So this only has 1,300 health, so we probably... Yeah, this is going to die. This is absolutely going to die. So the question is, do we want this to die? I guess we're better off with this dying, although it doesn't really matter. Because the stabby's going to then clean everything up. Protect Sucky, I mean... Maybe. I don't know if protecting Sucky is worth it, truthfully. Actually, rather than Bo, they banked to 5, which is a little weird. So we'll get Unicorn online. This will let us go to 4, and then that way we can try and move up the chain, sort of thing. So, Chad, I don't know if people saw it in Discord, but I'm building out yet another spreadsheet, trying to track Phobie stats. A little bit of Unicorn, get a little bit of corn. A little bit of corn. Shout out to everybody who loves corn, the food. I do actually love corn. I don't think I've ever met anybody who hates corn. I'm not sold on Sucky yet. Unicorn's my go-to play. The thing is with this opener, especially on small maps, like say you go Sucky, a reasonably leveled Sucky, right? Into Stabby, into Bo Mangles. That's just an enormous... It's corn, it's got the juice, it's true. You missed all the Scorn... You missed the Scorn streams, Gilbo, where it's got the juice and the juice is gross. So we're gonna let this connect because we can just pop out a what's it called? We'll kill the sheep and then we pop out a muffin. Hey, Hondo, what's good? But yeah, Chad, if you haven't checked it out, I posted in the Phobies channel in Discord the latest and greatest spreadsheet and graph that I'm working on, because I'm trying to... You have to take the numbers and the ratings for each phobie. It's my version of a tier list. I want to plot the different values of phobies, and I'm playing around with how to present the data. because I think that there's a better way to do it than what I'm doing, truthfully, but it's a little challenging for a variety of reasons. They could sink a lot of effort into killing this if they really want. Just to get the sheep to 1-to-1, and then the sheep dies. They could send the sheep in here, but that seems silly. This is 6, and 5 is 11. Wait, this is 6, 5, 85, 6. 12, 1. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna go with this. I don't like this positioning. I don't like this positioning. They can get the Sucky for free. It's just a matter of whether they want to put in the effort. So, like, they have to send this and this. Like, they gotta commit 2 things. So now we get the sheep, which I'll trade Sucky for. I mean, I guess technically they're getting this too. But this and this should kill sheep, and then we can walk this out Muffin and be fine. Dogewhal, what is this? Chat has the weirdest memes sometimes. Alright, so we might be going both Muffin and... Ooh, that's bold. We might be going both Muffin and Clinico, or we could just... I don't know, we'll see. Hold on. We'll do this. This is gonna die if we do that. So maybe we do this. I mean, the Stabby will now die. It'll end up trading for, like, the cowbell, probably. But then we can do something like this. Where are you? There you are. Because they'll creep and then hit the Stabby twice. But I think we come out ahead in this exchange. It might have been better to try and save this, like, do 1 hit with the Stabby, walk it back, and then heal that with the Muffin. Oh, this doesn't just die. That's unfortunate. Tactical Muffin. Yeah, I don't know that saving the Unicorn was worth it, but we should be key positive here. 4, 6, 9 versus 4 so far, I think. Because it was the Contortio, the Stabby, and that should have been it. Unicorn can keep laying. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not super enthusiastic about this. They banked to 5. They banked to 5. If they try to advance in, we kill them. I mean, Quagmire's not a bad idea, Gilbo. I just wanted to bank a little bit longer. I wanted to commit something this turn, but not chew up, like, all my keys. Not that it would have made a significant difference here, but... So, like, they can do this, which I was expecting, but they lose both of these? Or should? Yeah, like... This doesn't seem good. I don't know. No, it is not the worst dive ever. Have you watched my stream before, Gilbo? Come on. I've had worse dives than that. I might have had a worse dive in this game. Like, this game that we're in now. Come on. Go Hevo action. Go Hevo going. What is Hevo's flavor text? Oh yeah, heave ho to the grave you go. Just don't call him a tin can, he hates it. He really hates that. $405 though. They're ahead on panic points. Yeah, I would have reclaimed them pretty trivially. I think the sheep was really the turning point, truthfully. I mean, you can make the argument that the sheep indicated and required an aggressive play in order to do anything. GG. And again, I don't like looking at my games when I win, because it feels like I'm, you know, well, good job, me. That's not the intent here, but I am of the opinion, and if you look at it, triple one key as an answer to Sucky was the problem. I mean, yes. Here's the thing, the Sucky opener is not common enough for people to really have a response to it. Honestly, triple one key isn't bad because you'll actually produce more damage than, say, a 2 and a 1, unless the 2 is cassowary, which I think should be part of the response. Or just go turrets and just beat them up with turrets. I don't think triple one key on this map, maybe it's fine on this map, but I don't think their response was terrible until here. The sheep is the problem. Hey, Taco, what's good? I think sheep is honestly bad. The more I think about it, and this came up because I was going through and trying to score all the phobies. I'm not done yet. And basically the criteria I'm using are they general purpose or are they niche? And those are opposite ends of one axis. And then the other axis is, are they really good at their niche or are they really bad at their niche? And I think sheep just doesn't do enough for the most part. I think it's fine early on, but obviously I punish them super hard with Muffin. Like, what are you going to do? It's a slow punching bag, just punish your opponent by being fast, take point, bring turrets, GG. Yes and no. This map is too small. Like, I hear what you're saying, but the problem is if I walk this up, say they didn't go triple one key, or even if they went triple one key and capped all the points, say it's a 3-0 panic point advantage right now, I'm going to slowly take over the whole board. And I'll sweep in on one side, cap the 2, because I also have turrets. I think it would have been better than what they did, but I really think sheep is the problem. I think sheep is the issue. I had a quarter pounder with bacon, Sprite, and some fries with sweet and sour sauce. Sweet and sour sauce on fries, just dip it in gravy? No. See, well, here's the question, Gilbo. When you're saying gravy, I don't know if you're in the U.S. When I hear gravy, and even in the U.S., gravy has different meanings, depending on geographically where you are. Where I'm from, gravy is basically reserved for turkey. And I hate it. Now, I've heard gravy referred to a variety of different sauces, so, you know. UK calls them chips, that's true. That's true. A lot of reviews for tomorrow, we should knock some out today. We will. I use condensed milk as my... what? I don't know if you're trolling me, Onda. I like gravy on mashed potatoes, fair. I just don't like gravy. A lot of same person reviews, yeah, there's one person that submitted like 5 reviews. Gravy is mostly for chicken and turkey, yeah, exactly. I just like to dip fries in gravy. I mean, that's fair. American chips are crisps in the UK, yes. Yes. I had to think for a second. You submitted my first Lost review? Alright, Doge. I mean, we might as well do a review now. Might as well get a review out of the way. Wait. Alright, here we are. We got dogewhal and the blue trunks, our hero here on Carousel. I'm starting to learn the names of the new maps. We'll see what they have in store for us, because the notes for this particular breakdown, was it close, though? Was it, though? Was it, though? We'll find out. The answer from bad guy here, just the naked Jin Sting. The raw Jin Sting. Obviously, Jin Sting is going to be... Like, if you had to eat a Jin Sting, would it be raw? Would you cook a Jin Sting? These are the questions. The beard is natural auto-tune. We may have to shave it soon, chat. Not completely, but I may have to trim it up. I've mentioned it before. It might have to happen. We'll see. We'll see. My wife has been wanting me to trim it for a while anyway. I had wanted to grow it out until it was about down to here, but I can't quite do it. I want to boil the Jin Sting and only drink the water. You're not going to eat the Jin Sting? I don't know if Jin Sting would be okay with that. Only beard content went. Start up an OnlyFans, just call it Only Beards. There's a guy... Okay, we're not really paying attention to the game, so I'm going to pause it for a moment. There's a guy that I follow from Mortal Kombat whose logo on Twitch is Only Throws, but it's the OnlyFans logo, just changed to Only Throws, because he's famous for constantly getting throws in, playing as Kung Lao. It's actually pretty funny. But anyway, so we get a lot of Jin Stings. Speaking of Jin Stings, it's a veritable buffet if apparently you are a Jin Sting consumer. So, it's a 2-0 panic point event. Like, what is bad guy doing here? I mean, they obviously banked for this Hematic, but they sat here for a while. I'm not really clear why this Tickles was just offered up for freezies. It could have been here. I guess the assumption is that they would not have gone in. This is a level 7 Jin Sting. You're going to hit twice, and then followed up with, say, a jar. But our hero is banking to 9. Still a 2-1 panic point advantage, less damage going down, but still pressure on the bad guy, who has just refused to try and compete for these panic points. Now, at this stage, you know, if it's 2-1 like this, fine, whatever. You have a bunch of time. You're not going to die anytime soon. But at this point, because you allowed it to be 2-0 for so long, you actually took a significant amount of damage, 34-25 on the heart here. And we get a Chuck. I forgot dogewhal has Chuck. Every dentist's ears suddenly perked up. A man needs to brush his teeth and get some mouthwash, because look at that breath. Don't you think Chuck should have an ability? Do we have Smiley with halitosis, which, ironically, does Smiley have, you know, the bad breath fumes coming out when it moves? Like, Smiley passes disease, but it doesn't have the halitosis fumes coming out.
I feel like we've connected.
So Chuck is now in position to literally guard every panic point. Fish Tank came out, a bad guy. I don't know about that one, Chief. And we get a sheep as the answer. That is a bold move, Cotton. I mean, I can appreciate it. Fish Tank is now on bodyguard duty. This is actually a pretty cool response from bad guy. I'll give it to him. No numbskull November. The thing is it's not going to take too much effort for our hero to actually ensure that Chuck doesn't get laid into. The only question is will bad guy aggressively go in order to try and combat the Chuck? And it looks like they are. Isn't Fish Tank Megamind's sidekick? I never actually saw that movie. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that Jin Sting was that low that it would die to these. But all of a sudden, bad guy's starting to equalize the health on the hearts here. Triple panic point advantage, 39-62. Obviously going to take a bunch of damage in a turn. And all of a sudden, that sheep is all up in Chuck's face. But I get the sense this is not going to end well for bad guy. Get a couple tags right there. Unicorn, interesting. I mean, you could have gone Gesundheit too, but it doesn't particularly matter because at this stage, they just they're not going to kill Chuck. I don't think there's a way to kill Chuck. Well, this can hit it, but then you can't connect, so then it's 4, 8. 12. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to kill Chuck. Didn't have Gesundheit, that's fair. So they're going hard. I don't know about that one. Actually, wait. Oh, bad guy. They got him. I thought there was more hard health left. Dogewhal submitting the loss. I would have seen that if I was paying attention when we zoned in, but it's worth going back in. So shout out to Dogewhal for submitting the loss. Where did things go awry? Because I wasn't looking that closely at the heart, but obviously... Okay, so I didn't call out the droney earlier, but the droney leaves... This was mistake number one, really. The droney, I think, is kind of aggressive. I get it, but what I typically do on this map... What I typically do on this map is I'll get 3 of... You know, it'll be Unicorn, Innocuous, Cassowary, let's say, as my early game. And then I go 1-1. So that way I can cap multiple points, or in this case, you would have had 1, had 2, and then capped another one. The Tickles dying here actually was kind of a big deal, because then you didn't have this to later recap. Well, I'm not saying it has to be Innocuous. I'm just saying that, like, the response of going the droney... On the droney turn, you could have gone just 1-1. And then, yes, you don't have that 2-0 panic point advantage for quite as long. And maybe your opponent responds differently, but I think you had options there. So I don't know that killing Cat here is worth it. You could have killed the Cat with, say, a Fireball and Gin Sting, and then moved Chuck up to, like, here. Got a shot on the fish tank. The fish tank is the big threat here. At this point, I almost feel like you stand your ground. What's the Chuck health at? You're at 2100 health. How did this start the turn? So you're here. If you body block here, you kill the, say, this. See, I think playing back so far is what costs you this game. Because you didn't threaten... Even when this fish tank is here, if you're not going to move up the Chuck, have the Gin Sting there. So, like, have Chuck kill the Cat or whatever. Have Gin Sting here or something here to, like, hit this on the way back. I don't know. I mean, this is a fairly high-level fish tank. It has over 3k health. It just felt like there were several turns here where you were just retreating. And then when they have triple panic point with this much damage, I underestimated because I just thought you had a little bit more health. Probably tried too hard to preserve the snowball. I think that and the cassowary... I mean, you do have 9 keys tied up in this Chuck, and what did it do? It's attacked like twice at this point. It's very pleasing to look at bees on each panic point there. True, Luffy. True. But yeah, the Chuck... I mean, ultimately, a lot of your phobies just didn't do anything. And you have to look at the snowball here. Not just because it looks kind of funny right now, but... You have to look at the snowball, especially when it's this low of a health. You're only getting 1 more fireball out of it. That's it. So, make your opponent kill it and then pull itself out of position. Like, get some value out of it, and then, okay, it deals damage and pulls them out of position. And then try and set up to punish them. I think that's... And this cowbell had to go in to do something at some point. Snowball about to cough up a hairball? True. I mean, it did. A fireball, specifically. But yeah, I didn't realize how low you were at this stage. But even if you survive this turn... Let's say you survive this turn somehow. You're going to be at like 100 health. I don't even know that you can kill this stuff with what you have. I think this was just a matter of... The game plan was too passive. It was obviously get the Chuck. Chuck carries me to a W. The problem is you spent a good portion of the game retreating. And by that I mean, another way to put that is you spent a lot of time trying not to lose instead of trying to win. And that's kind of what it comes down to, I think. You were definitely in a weird spot, but I think you needed to push up on the panic points. Make your opponent... Like, they were going to kill stuff, so just make sure that you're in position to punish whatever they reclaim the points with, and then send in the 1 keys. So I think, like, the droney was very costly. Because you could have capped multiple points if you had 2 1 keys, for example. Obviously, the snowball could have gotten in there at an earlier point. And then this tickles also, as dumb as it sounds, I think this was kind of a turning point. Because imagine if you still have the tickles on board, and they move up, and just, like, the tickles is right now behind the gin sting. So you hit this twice, you either body block with the tickles and hit it, or you move this up and hit it. It's a 2-to-1 panic point advantage. You've dealt a significant amount of damage to this. Okay, you lose the funny-looking nerd cassowary here. And then you kind of just move on from there. Because this thing will be at, like, half health. It's actually in danger of dying. Petition to have me dress up for Christmas? As what? I mean, I usually wear a Santa hat when I'm streaming in the Christmas season. It gets very hot. It's very hot. Still the goat even if I stop playing Phobies? Well, I appreciate that, Gilbo, but we don't want to go overboard. So yeah, I think that was winnable. I think that was a winnable game. But I think it was absolutely a showcase of trying not to lose instead of trying to win. Which I think can happen. It's very easy to fall into that trap, because I do it all the time. When you have one of these large phobies, and it's just like, yeah, my whole game plan is wrapped up in doing this thing. So I must get value out of it. And that can absolutely cost you games, as we saw. That's why I want Inoculus. Inoculus on that map is actually really good. While the lob definitely matters, it's not what I meant to do. While the lob definitely matters, it's not in the pool right now. I mean, the point is that you can stand it basically where Chuck is and then still hit all the panic points, or you can move up if you need to and then snipe something. It comes out much earlier, blah, blah, blah. The beard is majestic for a Santa Claus cosplay. Even Santa would be jealous. I mean, I'm getting the gray hairs. You can't... I don't know if you can really see them. Like, I don't know if you can really see it. But they are in there. Yeah, Santa's actually... We've talked about this before. Santa's actually creepy, the concept of Santa Claus, when you think about it. You can see him on the large cam. Yeah, here it's probably like, it might be reflection of the light. It's a trick of the eyes. A trick of the light. But the Santa story is creepy. Your wife finds gray hairs and yanks them out without warning. Surprise! Santa promotes breaking and entering. So, Chad, how many people grew up with the Krampus myth, too? Like, how many people had Krampus as part of their regular Christmas stuff? Because I learned about Krampus much later in life. I didn't watch that Krampus horror movie, but you know what movie's coming out this year? I forget, what's the name of the movie? There's a Santa movie coming out at the end of this year that I really want to see. And it proves that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Krampus is basically Demon Santa. Where it wasn't that Santa gave bad boys and girls coal. Krampus was a demon that would drag you to hell if you were bad, basically. If you were bad enough, Krampus would show up, stuff you in his sack, and then bring you to hell. Which I think was not You're burning for eternity hell. It was basically a sweatshop. Krampus beats people with sticks, too. True. There's a few different things. But there's a Santa movie that's coming out at the end of this year, chat. I posted it in Discord a while back that proves Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Basically, there's this family it's either the main family is either like the parents are rich or they're diplomats or something like that. Get a little hydrate action. But basically, they're important and they have a lot of money. So somebody breaks into their house to rob them on Christmas. And then Santa shows up and murders all the bad guys. And it's like Die Hard, but Santa is Bruce Willis's character. Santa is John McClane. And uses magic to murder all the bad guys. I want to see this movie. The premise is just so stupid. Why, though? Because it's hilarious. That's why. Like, in the previews, Santa legit sharpens and stabs some dude in the face with a candy cane. Not making this up, chat. It was in the trailer. This movie is... I remember seeing the trailer. It looks so good. It's going to be so bad. It's awesome. Like, you can't tell me this is a good movie. It has to be a bad movie. But I'm so excited for it. Who thought, okay, guys, you know what we need? Die Hard with Santa Claus? Somebody who may have been inebriated, we'll say. They may have been under the influence at some stage. What's funny here is not only did somebody... Because, look, there's a lot of people out there. There are a lot of ideas. Everybody is... How many people are on this earth at any given time? You know what I mean? And everybody has all these ideas, right? But that means that not only did somebody come up with the idea, they wrote a script, pitched it to somebody, and somebody greenlit it. So it wasn't just one person. A series of people had to agree with this premise to make it onto the silver screen. Who thought, let's make a chess card game based on phobias? This feels like more of a natural extension. I think the leap between Die Hard and Santa Claus murdering somebody with a candy cane and going from, like, Magic the Gathering... You can see the through line from Magic the Gathering to Phobies at some point, right? Where chess and Magic to Phobies. John McClane to Kris Kringle. That's a little bit bigger of a leap. That's a little bit bigger of a leap. Santa Claus greater than John Wick. True story. True story. You know, I've never actually seen any of the John Wick movies. I want to, but my wife and I, we've talked about it. I mean, the dog just left, but... I can't even get her to watch I Am Legend, and I don't even know that I would watch that movie again. Spoiler alert, the dog dies. And I know what happens in John Wick. I know the reason why John Wick happens. I don't know if you can hear my wife yelling about dogs dying, and there's a website that'll tell you whether the dog dies in the movie. And, yeah, I don't know. I can't bring myself... I want to do it because I've heard such good things. I might just start it, Marley and Me. I'd never watch that. I'm not going to watch it. I'm legitimately not going to watch it. Not going to happen. There was actually a horrifying pet death story the other day. Somebody I follow on Twitter. It was awful, chat. It was awful. I mean, the too long didn't read is the dog got hit by a car because it got out, but the circumstances under which it happened were horrible. It still bothers me. But anyway... I don't like dogs dying in fiction. Yeah, it's like, look, I don't like any pets dying in fiction. Like, the animals should make it. It's one of the things that I do like when... We talked about this before with, like, zombie movies and stuff. It's rare that animals get infected. It does happen. But it's rare that the animals are involved in this sort of thing. So, like, you can just sidestep that whole thing in a zombie movie, for example. You can just... Oh, well, there are no dogs in the movie, so you don't think about it. But presumably the zombies would hunt down and eat animals, too. So it's like, I would rather just avoid it altogether. I don't want to think about it. I'm not familiar with that one, Bozo. I've seen Marley and Me so many times, it's not even sad. Why have you watched it so many times? Like, why did that happen? Rarely. Well, that was like a super high level, like one level less, and we would have been fine. Well, maybe not fine, but I was in a losing position anyway. I think the opener was fine. I think I was just a little overly aggressive. I needed to pop more 1 keys on the board. So if I popped more 1 keys, we would have been able to fight for it, and then, you know, like my bank could have been for even crush more just to break the block to allow all the 1 movers to set up. So we're on RCO. Sometimes I've met someone with like a level 17 jar, meanwhile other of the opponent's phobies are just level 10. I haven't seen that really, to be honest. I think this is safe. Because they could go jar or jar or whatever it's called, but I can't think of what the hell it is. We're gonna put this here. Funky droney lead. I mean, the droney can come out, cap something, and then go back, but I'm surprised it didn't take the mid. I guess they knew if they go mid, I can fireball it. So, I don't know. When is Hevo 9billion.0? When are you going to play that? What? What does that even mean? So they roll this up, they send something down, probably like this and jar kill this, and then this just comes over. I don't think that's worth doing it, like it doesn't do anything for us. Evo 9billion.0, that's the version of Evo, fair. And that's fine, I guess. The obnoxious thing is, I guess I have to kill it with a fireball. That's a dead droney. It is, but they cap the point, which is all they seem to care about. I think I'm fine getting jar online, so that way we can poke at the unbearable. So we're just going to trade 1 keys here, but that's okay, I guess. They actually can't, because of where they position the A wall, they can't. And I guess there's no place else it would have been safe. I mean, I guess I could kill it here. Unbearable's pretty annoying. I usually go for unbearable on this map, truthfully. I just haven't been able to bank yet. I like the idea of jar just to poke at the unbearable so that way we can get it in range, but we also don't have a great follow-up. I'd love to bank from here. Get, like, Hevo online. Big Hevo, specifically. Oh, no, they can swing it around this way. What was I thinking? For some reason, I thought they didn't have a walkway to get to this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's... But we got 2 turns of banking for that to happen. If we're down 3-2, that's okay. That's not the end of the world. Using jar to keep poking bear is just going to get zoned by Murder Wing or Snowball. Yes and no, because if they're in range to threaten it, like, I can dictate their positioning to a degree. Plus, there's no real other way to deal with an unbearable. You have to dive it at some point, is what it amounts to. So they banked. So, for example, if they come in here, what exactly are they going to... Like, how are they going to threaten this? They're going to have to pull this back and then they annoy me by moving this in? If they move this into range, I just kill it. So we're gonna bank. They did anyway, so we might as well. I mean, they're up on panic points, so the impetus is on us to do something. That's a gravedigger. We could possibly kill their murder wing. Is that worth it? I don't know that it is. Droney time? Not yet. I don't think we need Droney. I was wondering if they were going to do this, but this helps me. Because now it completely focuses the fight here. They can't get to these panic points. Yeah, we're absolutely going 3.0 here. If they had put more Phobies on the board, I would consider Russell. Like, if they pop out 2 Phobies here, we might go Russell. I've been using Russell. Oh my god, it's 4 undead. Chat, I might do Russell anyway for the lulz. It's 4 undead Phobies. Like, doesn't seem unreasonable. Can I just kill this? Alright, we're probably just gonna go Hevo. Where's the Russell Point Redemption? I haven't got it set up yet, but it is coming. We're just gonna go Hevo. I think that's the better choice here. But... yeah, the Murder Wing, I leveled it up offline. That was part of the big XP dump. It's level 13. I'm sure we'll get a Russell game in soon, Gilbo. Like, I actually have a few online. On stream, I mean. The thing is, since I could kill that Murder Wing, I wasn't too worried about the, about getting the Russell online, but, I mean, maybe I should have gone for it, I don't know. Alright, yeah, just bunch up all your Phobies for me. I'm okay with that. Murder Wing, take the enemy panic point behind the wall. I might do that, because I have to send it in, not this turn, but probably the turn after, to meatball something so that it'll live and force them to do it. Thank you, kind sir, exactly. Okay, they reposition so that at least the erratic can connect, but... so if they do this, they can, like, they're gonna come after this. They probably hit once, this, walk up, this. Probably just put you here. Everybody wants some of the spicy cocktail? It's true. It's a spicy cocktail. Oh, they went after this! No, Jar isn't dead because they don't have Spit live. So the only thing they could have hit it with was this. They couldn't have walked this up. I guess they're debating whether they have enough damage. The body blocking doesn't help you. Body blocking does not, in fact, help you. Creep just... well, Creep is gonna die no matter what. Creep came out to deal with the Murder Wing, and that's all it did. Why, though? I don't know. Whatever. Brain doesn't go burr. Wait, did they didn't attack? Or did they attack? I don't know. I don't know. I think they had to have attacked. They had to have attacked. There's no way they didn't attack. Are they going to recap that point now? I don't know. That's a them problem. That sounds like a mighty their problem. We didn't have enough damage to get erratic, I don't think. Actually, yeah, we did. We did. We could have got it. Why not kill it? Because I'm not paying attention. Ando, we're streaming. Come on. Everybody asks this question, like, well, why didn't you do this better play? Because I'm fucking streaming, guys. Like, you're just doing stuff. I don't care. Like, I care, but... Why didn't you make the obvious play, streamer? Because we're streaming. Like, we gotta do stuff for funsies. Like, if I lose games, right? Like, who cares? Hold on. You go here. You gotta kill this stupid thing. So they can kill the Clinico now? I think we have to do this. Which means we lose the jar. That's unfortunate. Grimes, my beloved, how I long for you. Your Grimes 5 away from 12? What, like 5 upgrade cards, you mean? Oh, these both die now. Whoops. Oh, well. Yeah, we're probably through, chat. Probably through, but whatever. 536. Yeah, we can kill that. Oh, no, they're out of keys. You were the chosen one. I think we're still fine. We have a 2,800 health thing. We still have 3 keys. Yeah, so what's going to happen is we're going to hit this. It's going to pull us forward. We kill the erratic. And then it's unbearable versus these and 3 more keys. Like, sorry, buddy. I have bad news for you. Yeah, little baby snaky action, chat. Little baby snaky going. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. So I think we're on the other end of this exchange as compared to last game where we're up on levels. He's just a little baby. He's a little guy. He's a little guy. He's got a big bite, though. Look at them teeths.
Oh, that was so
game. GG. Alright, we're zoning in. We got Fratutue in the blue trunks on Phobopolis. Honestly, chat, I'm starting to hate Phobopolis just because I'm doing really poorly on it. The map is fine, I think. Map is fine. Well, we'll see how far we can get, Gilbo. We'll see how far we can get tonight. I've been trying, and I've talked about this before, I've been trying to condense all of the replays, or as many of the replays as I can onto Sundays, because starting next year, I'm gonna have a different YouTube cadence. So we'll play it by ear. Speaking of notes, the notes here, Chuck here is so broken, especially without good counters. So I didn't notice whether fratutue won or lost this game, but we will see. You love this map? I think this map is cool. I'm just all of a sudden losing at it a lot. League finals again, Luffy? Grats. Holding it down. I gotta play some Unite, chat. I gotta play some Unite. Get my... Oh, actual league? Okay. He's just a little Chuck. What, Hevo? Hevo's a little Chuck. My little baby boy Chuck. So we're getting fairly standard stuff out of here. I typically avoid Gravedigger, but I do try and set up Crushmore. But instead, we're just getting a bunch of lobbers. We're getting the obvious flyers to come out here. The one surprising thing is that Bad Guy took until now to claim this top point. And here's the bad news. Fratutue allowed this to happen. Bad Guy was baiting this to get an opening. The only thing that realistically Fratutue could have done was maybe put the murder wing there. Maybe if they slid the Hevo just to body block it, but then that screws up your other positioning. It's whatever. So that's a dead Gravedigger. The Gravedigger does pay for its sins of locking everything off. It's a 3-2 panic point advantage, so it's not even huge in favor of our Bad Guy. It's not like they control a bunch of the map and then lock things off. Personally, I try and lock off where the Hevo is or above the Unbearable, you know, depending on which side I'm on, to try and section off those top and bottom panic points, respectively. But instead, we get a bank for Hevo 2.0. Also pretty solid on this map. Of course, we have lobs, and we got the boop. I don't know. You'd have to check the list for go. I do track what games I've done. There's a second tab on the spreadsheet, so you know whether they happened or not. I don't know, honestly, off the top of my head. Since I call them Bad Guy all the time, I legitimately do not pay attention to other person's name. The hero is the only person that matters here, chat. They're the only important person. Are we going to get a boop from this Hevo? Ooh, we get a Noxious, the bane of my personal existence. The Noxious also prevents the Hevo yoink, which is well done. Otherwise, the Hevo ends up here, which I don't even know that matters that much, truthfully. The Unbearable's laying in here. So in the notes, it said something about Chuck, but we're not getting a lot of Chuck action here. How high level is this? 18? Yeah, Meatball's down, so this is pretty safe. And chat, Blinky ascending. What was the point of the Noxious? I don't think they think it was going to die. Like, they probably just didn't think it was going to die. It was like, oh, it's going to take a bunch of damage and live, but they're not going to come after me. But, nope. Incinerated. Absolutely obliterated. But we got a Blanky. It's funny that the ghost in Ghostbusters is Winky. And is basically Blinky just without the giant eldritch arm as the attack. Okay, so Bad Guy is banked to 10 keys. I get the sense we're going to see a Chuck. I don't know if Fratutue has Chuck. So I don't know if the notes, because I, again, wasn't looking at who won or lost. I just zone into the game, chat. No thinking, just vibes. It's like how I play games on stream. It's more fun that way. Don't get me wrong, I get tilted when I lose. Yep, there's the Chuck. This time in our Phobopolis match, I'll let you use Evo 3.0. Okay. Oh, we got a challenge? Okay. Got a challenge. We'll hit that up after the game. You know what? I'll stretch my legs after the game and then we'll do it. You want to get Crushmore so bad? It's a big deal. Crushmore's really good. Crushmore's really good. So, Fratutue, what do you do against this Chuck? Because you don't have a whole lot that can even get to it. Well, all but one of your Phobies. The Unbearable can't get to it. So we get a Smiley. Okay. Okay. I see you. That's not a bad response. I don't think that's bad. Are you... Well, you can't get to it yet. Smiley can't get there. That's a tactical Smiley. Smother Mother, 13 more cards for level 12. Nice. Coming in hot. Eventually, I guess is the better way to put it. So, Smiley does actually, we were asking this earlier, you can see the stink lines coming off of him. Or the stink gas. This is interesting. I've never seen somebody break this obstacle. Also, you can see right here, Smiley's making fumes. Yes, I had just noticed it. So this Smiley is just gonna die, right? No, they're not gonna go after it. Yes, they are. So, unfortunately, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 max Phobies, so you can't even clear a path for this Smiley. The Smiley might just be dead. Smiley forgot his deodorant? Well, Smiley's been forgetting to brush his teeth. Alright, so they did have enough damage to clear the path. This is important, because the whole point of the Smiley was to connect with the Chuck, and if it didn't, that would have been really bad. Now, here's the thing. 6,300 health, as long as Fratutue doesn't hemorrhage... Well, I take it back. So Chuck is going to get diseased, but this is going to take a while to tick, chat. Because remember, if Chuck hits anything, it's going to leech life. So besides that, this Crushmore's dead. So it's essentially the Crushmore and Smiley are dead just to disease Chuck. Oh my god, even more things are going to die. Oh, this is so bad. This is the problem. Like, yes, we've completed the achievement. Smiley is connected with Chuck, but... Oof. Big oof. F's in chat. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9. So it's only a 3-key differential right now. But obviously it's going to be more. It's going to be 8 because the Smiley is just straight up trapped. I don't know about sending this Blinky in. Unless, is this thing like about to die? 1100. I guess it's not impossible that you can kill this Hevo right now. Yeah. And that's the last of the keys. 4 keys remaining for bad guy.
Oh, that will be...
That wasn't a terrible advance. The problem is that the Chuck now has prime targets to beat up. So the Chuck is probably going to live. Panic point advantages for our hero, so that's the good news. Yeah, if we have time, Onda. If we have time. The good news for Fratutue here is that it took a lot of attacks to sink into that, that Blinky. But now it's our motley crew against what's left here. And this Chuck is not going down anytime soon. It's still 1,400 health, and like I said, it's still going to continue to leech. We'll get some more Ghostbusters on stream, chat. I don't know when. I do want to possibly play some For Honor on stream as a variety, too. Honestly, I think Fratute's playing this fairly well. No, we didn't get Slimer yet, I don't think. I don't think we were close, Doge. The challenge here is that there was just one turn where Fratutue needed to connect, like one turn earlier, so that they didn't have to sacrifice so many things in order to connect to Chuck with Smiley. But it was good that they were able to, because otherwise this Chuck just takes you apart. Can you just kill the Chuck now? Yeah, you can definitely kill the Chuck. And you're fairly safe. If they come in... Yeah, they can't kill the Jin Sting now. This is all in position to... This is suspect. I don't agree with this part. I think the cassowary should be here. The reason being is that it's gonna die here, one way or another. You know, like this comes up, and then they kill it somewhat safely. I think. Oh, they're going to do a Jin Sting, it looks like. Because the cassowary could threaten this Hevo from coming in, but now the cassowary is a big... Like, you're not under a ton of pressure. I think what you needed to do was preserve the cassowary, and then... Like, you're not going to die to a 1 panic point advantage this century. You have 6,000 health or something left. Well, now it's 51, but like... Okay, you have 5,000 plus health left. I think you have plenty of time. This also feels suspect because this just dies, I think. Like, the Jin Sting just dies here, I think. And unless this thing's a... No, this is a full health Hevo. I think we're watching the beginning and the end for our hero here, unfortunately. Bad guy has quantity more phobies. They have more mobility. They have more health. Well, maybe not more health, but, you know, they're in a pretty good spot. I don't know why that needed to get repositioned. I guess it's not impossible to win if bad guy makes an error. But basically, they can just sit back. Eventually, Fratutue has to commit in, and they'll just pick them apart. There's not enough health on all these things. Like, this is at 1,400 health. If this went in, it was dead. So the Hevo has to go in, but now the Hevo is going to get beat up. And I think Fratutue, like I said, played it fairly well. Oh, this is dead anyway. I think Fratutue played it fairly well. The Smiley was a good idea. Without paddles, it's difficult to connect for obvious reasons, despite the flying. And clearly they had already committed a whole bunch of mechs. What could have gone differently? I think definitely don't send the cassowary in. I feel like that was... Like, if you still have the cassowary alive at this point, you might be able to jump one of their other phobies and kill stuff. Now, they probably don't commit in the murder wings, so then they still have that, but you have more pieces on the board to try and make something happen. I think around here... So I don't know why this block died. I guess to get this out of the way of Chuck. I feel like something had to be here to help remove this in a different way. Like maybe the Blinky had to be up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you're maxed out at this stage. That's the other thing, is I think maxing out... Like, I don't know that the Blinky did enough. But maxing out here obviously puts you in a bad spot. Because the Blinky didn't do anything until much later. So if the Blinky just literally didn't exist, you could hypothetically run something like a snowball out. Snowball and this, kill this. This gets in, then you don't lose the crush more. I don't know. I mean, this is absolutely what you had to do. And based on Fratute's notes, it sounds like there wasn't really much of an option collection-wise. Chuck is really tough on that map. I've leaned into Yoinks, whether that's Graylien or Moffat. Obviously, I have Foul. But it goes back to the same argument that there are collection issues in Phobies. There are collection issues. That's just the way it is. Alright, here we are. Viewer challenge time. Challenging the streamer. If you want to come challenge the streamer, come by the live stream RTChompGG on Twitch. Link for that and the Discord in the description. Of course, as always, likes and subscribes help. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Help me out. Let me know what kind of Phobie content you want to see. So yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but I have not been doing very well on this map. I've been doing super poorly. Super poorly. Technically, the challenge is off at this stage. Yes, that is accurate. Level 1s. Level 1s. Alright. So this does how much? 420, and I think it does 220, so one of these should live. Like if there was a jar plus fireball, I'm pretty sure it lives. No, Gilbo, it's based on person per stream. Obviously, I reserve the right to refuse it if, you know, like, if you challenge me as I'm literally closing up the stream, I'm not going to do it. We'll do it the next day or something. But there is a cooldown on it, so that way people also don't spam it. So if, like, I'm doing game reviews, I don't mind doing a challenge or two in the middle. But if people are spamming it, that's not going to help, because I need to do the game reviews, you know what I mean? Most of the time, people have been good about it, so it hasn't really been an issue at all. By most of the time, I mean all the time. Nobody's caused a problem for me. We'll go here. So the murder wing could die here. Like, they could go in with these. Suppose my go-to 3-key on Phobopolis with good reason. Might challenge you tomorrow since later you do Marvel Snap Fair. Yeah, I'm not going to do variety until, like, at least another hour. At least another hour. So we'll see if we can get the usual game plan online. That is Hevo 3.0, of course. This is 330, 750. Either of these would die. Actually, we'll go here. We'll leave you there. Then we'll do this. You want to commit in to make this happen, then sure. I could have body blocked down here or something, but obviously I would lose it and it wouldn't matter. Presumably the Crushmore is going to come in and do the same thing on the bottom here that I did on the top. Boom, got declined. Yep, it's true. I mean, I think dogewhal has seen this enough times. People know what I'm doing on this map. Like, let's be real. They know what's coming. It's too strong of a play not to make, right? It's the same thing as here. What I could have done was move this up. Nah, that wouldn't have been good, because then it just dies to these for freezies, basically. The problem is that Doge has double 1 keys here, so even me recapping the middle here does nothing. Banking this might have been better off, truthfully. We'll see. We'll see if this works out the way I want it to. Taco, accept my friendship. Okay, you're just doing the 1. That's fair. I was hoping they'd stay for 2, and then I could tag it plus meatball, but that wasn't going to happen. Maybe that was just straight up not going to happen. Also, possibly should have just had this stay here. I brought it down because I was thinking, well, I could slide it down and then break this obstacle. And it's like, okay, well, is that really necessary? Who cares? Excuse me. There's the unbearable. Alright, we clean this up. We get you back. Oh, we'll do this. This way Hevo has one less move to make. Because it's up here. Is that worth it? I don't know that we really care. I think I'd rather preserve the health on this. I don't think it particularly matters. What do we do here? I think I want a bank, but what do we want a bank for? Presumably Grailian, and what else? We can get our own Spud online. 10. Yeah, Spud isn't awful, but Jar is probably more desirable. Jar is probably more desirable, I think. We got 6 Phobies, 18 keys left, so we're down a key, technically. And we don't have a 1-key stage to recap this quickly, so that's a little unfortunate. I mean, we can kill the cat pretty quickly, but we still have to recap this. Spawn Rusty, it's good here. I don't even have a Rusty. Like, I legitimately don't have it. Your memes have no power here, Forgo. Your memes have no power here, Jedi. I don't have my sweatshirt to go Palpatine. Go full Palpatine. You never go full Palpatine. Oh my god, game. What? In what world is that the movement path I want? Game, please. You're killing me here now. Now it's getting obnoxious. I don't know if this was worth it, but I just kind of felt like it. That's the point, because he was way too rusty to play. Fair. Still 15 keys left, only 10 on my side, so we're not in a spectacular position, especially since we're down so many panic points. Chuck's gonna appear. Chuck might make an appearance. Chuck could make an appearance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I can, in fact, fit in a foul. And if they go to 7, we can, of course, try and rustle our way out. But, I mean, I don't know if that's really what we want to do. 2, 3. So these two can hit. This is 375, 7, 8, and change. So we'd have to do like this. We're going to take a beating here, but I'm hoping we can come out ahead. This hits twice, so it's 6, 750, 7, 11, 14. Actually, no. That's a dead Hevo if we do that. That is, in fact, a dead Hevo. At least I'm fairly certain that it is. Break the statue and cassowary leap. We could have done that. I don't know that I really want to... I mean, does this die? It wouldn't have died to the dimensional. It would have obviously died trivially after that, but... I was kind of focused on this grouping up here, so I just kind of lost track. If Graylin or Moly Bully moves would go over holes, that would be broken. I don't know if it'd be broken, but it's another one of those things similar to, well, a lot of things that we've talked about, where it seems like it might be okay. You would obviously have to change the way some things behave, which is fine, but the game would clearly be different. Would it be worse or better? I don't know, but it would just be different for sure. Not worth. I don't know if I really want to do this. So obviously the jar was offered up as bait, but they're not biting. Understandably. There's the chuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 phobies. Here comes Russell.
Oh, that will leave a mark.
Guess that's fine. I don't know if we actually want Russell here. So because this died, it freed up a slot, and I think this was offered up for that purpose. which I guess is okay for me? Question mark? If we... Like, I'm debating blocking this. Like, if I do this... This can't hit, this can hit twice, this can break and get through. I'm gonna risk this. This might be a mistake. Because this and Chuck hit it, and then jar. I don't know if that's enough damage. Like, you could break it. They can definitely get it. It's just a matter of whether they want to commit to it. It's a dead Crushmore, but is it worth it for them to do that? Definitely not in that sequence. Definitely not in that sequence. So how are you going to kill this? Chuck? Fair. That's not enough, is it? No, it's not. Aha, okay. Fair. That works. Alright, we're obviously doing this, right?
No cure for you.
So you have to be here. We're just pulling things out of Chuck range. You could break that and that lets this through. Putting you there to hit this panic point. So the question is, can I hold the panic points long enough that I'm not threatened without losing the Hevo and to let Chuck just die on its own, basically? The Clinico's clearly going to heal the Crushmore. They just have to, you know, do one of those puzzles that you would do with your family at a restaurant. Ooh, baby Snakey, alright. That's a lot of damage. And we don't have a Clinico. We can only Muffin at this stage as a heal. Probably spawn Thunder Rocks. I mean, that could have been good. Sure. I mean, their team is still in very good shape, truthfully. They're not in bad shape. No, game. Come on. Why would I want to do that? Like, that's just stupid. I don't know that I want to do this. Wait, hold on. This effect takes so long. Game? Problem is, the Chuck is still in range. It's only going to do 900. So this is not necessarily good. Oh, I meant to move the... this is bad. Yeah, I meant to move that. That could be really bad. That's actually really bad. I don't have the heart health to race, I don't think. We can make a case for it, but I don't know that I can. I think I actually lose to an invasion. Game, please. No, game! Oh my god! I think I lose this race. It was very late doing that. And I wanted to get an AWOL online, but too slow. Okay. So this is 8, 11, say 12, 16. 5. That's not enough.
That feels like a breakthrough.
Losing the murder wing actually was a huge, huge deal.
Taught and retaught is sure as torture. Those that fear you make you stronger.
Is that enough? We'll see. Excuse me. Oh, we need one more turn for the old switcheroo. The old switcheroo, chat. It was almost an AWOL moment. It was almost an AWOL moment. We were close. Feel like I win? I mean, it's not impossible. Chuck versus the world? Yeah. Doge seems displeased. Doge seems displeased. I mean, you're at 1,000 health. There is that. From fire into the fire. Acceptance. Yeah, we'll switcher you. Why don't I use traps versus viewers? I just don't even think to use traps. It legitimately never entered my head that viewers would look at the stream and see where the traps were. Like, legitimately, that never even crossed my mind. Alright, so we have somebody new to the whole game breakdown process, and that's Pancake, our hero here in the blue trunks, zoning in onto, whatever the hell this map is called. I'm drawing a blank, chat. They'll help me out momentarily when I look back at chat. But the notes here are stabby for the win. Let's see what our hero here has in store for us. McDonald's Sprite hits different. I really don't. I like Sprite, and I don't like McDonald's Sprite like at all. Pancake submitted the reviews like a stack of pancakes, stacking them up. It's true. Ergo, thank you, Onda. Thank you. Yes, Pancake did submit a few, so Pancake, when you're watching this, that's not a problem. But I will space them out. I try only do one per person per weekend, so that way we can keep the turnover, get everybody in. If we have time, we'll get to the other ones, but that's okay. So our hero has a somewhat interesting opener. I didn't catch the stress level as we zoned into the game. So I don't know if they are lacking Snowball, because Snowball's usually my opener going first here. But presumably they don't have it, and they also aren't respecting it from their opponent. This cat has made its way all the way over to the enemy stim, which is interesting. Definitely an interesting opener here with the creep and everything. But early takedowns have led to a little bit of an advantage for our hero. And by early takedowns, I mean singular takedown on that Contortio. And they're in a pretty good position. 2-to-1 panic point advantage. They have a I don't want to say significant board lead, but a pretty solid board lead. The challenge is this. This is where things go south. Yeah. The aggressive posturing there, it was obviously not worth it. As we mentioned, it's only Contortio that's down, so it's trading 4 keys for 1 at this stage. Ergo kind of has that. I've played a lot of games on Ergo where I've been caught, or I've caught people, and we've seen in a lot of game reviews that people will leave things vulnerable up here, and basically you're able to catch them out, either utilizing your stim or around your stim or things like that, and then just eliminate a chunk of people's forces. But we're getting a lot of violence happening here. We actually get a Jackalope King, too. Now, this whole time, it's been a 2-to-1 panic point advantage, so our hero is, of course, pressuring bad guys hard. How did this not die? Is Meatball not up? Oh, Meatball's not up. Okay. Oh, no, baby, what is you doing? Oh, this creep is getting so much value. This creep should not have lived. But it did. Live it did, and in fact, that means triple panic point advantage. We're going to have a dead murder wing shortly. I don't know about the aggressive Gesundheit positioning, but sure, why not? Truthfully, I might have considered moving the jar down. So their jar eliminates this, which, again, you should not have... If you didn't have the Gesundheit there, you wouldn't have had to move that cowbell. Like, just vomiting on the murder wing is sufficient, I think. Because now you're, again, giving up a ton of keys. Like, this is... Game, you let me click on it a half a second ago. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 4. I think those trades could have been way more effective, is the bottom line. But we do get matching stabbies for each player. This is awkward, though. Resurrect is kind of awkward. It is ballsy to send this all the way in here, like this. Sending it in on the enemy points like this, that's bold. That's really bold. Because it could have easily been taken down. In fact, I wonder if Gravedigger plus this would have killed this, and then... I guess bad guy doesn't know that you can't cure the poison. Speaking of AWOL, we get the creepy toe coming out. And we're back to hero leading the panic point war. Dead Gravedigger, I presume, but that means that... I mean, this is... I did that in the early days. I think everybody did. This must be low ranks. You're absolutely right, Taco. I have to assume that it is. There's just a lot of plays in this on both sides that are just like... Okay. Here's the problem. Besides creepy toe here. Light this thing up with the jar. Please tell me you kill this with the jar. Alright, they do kill it with the jar. Good play. Contortio is the follow-up. 4 keys remaining to 3, but this primate is actually an issue. Ah, we get a sheep. We get a sheep. The AWOL nuke. I don't know what this Contortio was doing. Like, why was that Contortio there? I don't get it. So sheep is going to connect here. Why'd you put monkey there? I don't know. No! Yeah, the monkey, the primate here did not need to happen. For moral support. But by the same token, did this jar have to hit it? 6 and 8 is 14. Yeah, the jar had to hit it. Unfortunately, the jar had to connect. I don't think they had enough damage otherwise. But it does lead the way for the sheep. I don't know if Stabby is the MVP here. Okay, the jar is leaving. Triple panic point advantage going the other way, and we get a Squiggles. Look at Squiggles' legs when it runs. Like, watch for Squiggles, chat, and look at its legs. It's actually really funny to me. Just gotta wait. Alright, here we go, chat. You ready? Watch Squiggles. Look at those legs. Look at those legs. It's adorable. It's adorable. Be creepy as hell in real life. Wow, we don't get the sheep explosion. Poor K. Why not blow up with the sheep? You absolutely get more damage. I guess they're trying to set up the multi-hit somewhere. Is this a dead sheep? It can't be, right? No. This is scary. That is scary, because this is not killing the squiggles. That's 1,100 damage and change, chat. That's a lot. And the jar is in range. The sheep, not the sheep, the stabby's in range. Scary cake monster attacks hard. Does our hero win this? Oh no, bad guy! Why? Just attack the heart! Just attack the heart! What are you doing? Chat, what a finish! What a finish! Oh my god! Oh my god! Well played, Pancake. Well played. I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna lose? You fell for one of the classic blunders! Opponent through? Absolutely. How much health was on the heart at the end? Maybe they couldn't do anything. I think it was this one. I didn't look at the heart. I know it was low. I mean, let's be real. There were a lot of plays in this game that could have gone differently. But Pancake, taking the W. $65 health, chat. Just attack the heart. Bad guy. Oh. Bad guy. I feel bad. I don't want to beat him up, but oof. Look at this. You can't even, you can barely see this little sliver of health here. GG. Well done, Pancake. You could have ran with Jar and not attacked and it would have been a W? Yeah. GG! Well played. Well played. That was actually hilarious. That was super enjoyable. Pancake's next game up. We're not going to do it tonight. But Pancake's next game up, just taking the dogs for a walk. I wonder what that means, chat. I'm looking forward to that. I hope the patch doesn't break this stuff. If the heart use its power, I beg of you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, chat, that one. What dogs? Gilbo, you've missed a few walk the dogs. You've missed a few walk the dogs. That match hurt my brain. It was funny. It was funny. That was a fun game. That was a fun game. Those games are fun, chat. Sometimes those things happen, and it's just like, yeah. It's fun watching that happen. It's fun watching that happen. Alright, chat. I'm actually going to do another game review. I kind of feel like doing that. We played a few games tonight, both Arena and we got a challenge in, so we'll do a game review. Do another one. See how long this one is. Maybe we'll do some variety afterwards. We'll play it by ear. Alright, here we are. Our hero YUNOboo zoning into Carousel. Some cool plays. The guy want to make it long for no reason. I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu with those notes. Can you answer me? What was your question, Kraos? Graylien can't go on top of a building, so he can't switch you flying phobies that are on it. I'm assuming that's true. I didn't see a question mark on there. I thought it was a statement. If that's the question... You missed the Paladin match review? What, the Misanthropes? If that's your question, Kraos, I'm pretty sure that's the case. That would make sense. The only thing I could see happening is that immediately the Graylien dies or something. But that would be very, very weird. You have to tell me your notes. Hey, who wanted Paladin Gaming? We got a Misanthrope showing up here. We got a Misanthrope showing up here. We do have an almost 40-minute game here, though. We do 40 turn game. We actually get some traps coming in. This is weird, honestly, chat. The beginning of this. What if Graylien switched onto an Abyss tile? I'm assuming it's the same thing as flying. It's not a legal target. I don't know if that's true. Who was it that was really pushing for Graylien? Somebody was really pushing for Graylien for a while, and I remember telling them, somebody in chat, and I remember telling them, yeah, Graylien's good. But is it a legal target? It was Urk, yeah, you're right, Urk was saying that. So Urk might know, because Urk has been a Graylien enthusiast, we'll say. I don't know, it might, I imagine... So here's the thing. Graylien literally cannot occupy a space on an obstacle. So it would be reasonable to assume that you cannot switcher you with a flyer if the flyer is on an obstacle. However, Graylien can legally occupy an Abyss tile. So I don't think it's unreasonable to believe that you could switcher you onto an Abyss tile and just die. Like, I think that that is probably possible. I think the obstacle is not possible, but I think the Abyss probably is. But I don't know. I'm sure you can, like, Akira yoink his own friend into the Abyss. But that's another phobie forcing it. But it goes back to the same thing, that, like, it could legally occupy it because of those things. But, alright, so, getting back to the game, we got this weird build-up. Unfortunately, our hero maxed out on phobies first, so this could spell trouble. But... nobody's taking a panic point yet, which is weird. It's weird. Maybe it auto-push at one tile, like dimensional pull, but that would be weird. I think, yeah, I don't think that would happen, Kraos. That would be very weird. Maybe with the flyer, but I think it would probably just not let you do it. YouTube, if you know, let me know down in the comments. Or if anybody wants to test it, set up a frenemies game. Who's got Graylien besides me? Alright, so our hero did set up a trap for the Misanthrope. The trap is so obvious. It could have been on the middle one. Could have hypothetically been on the middle. But that trap is a big deal, because that means that this Misanthrope can actually die. This Misanthrope was 2k health. It's level 8. That's a lot of health. It's a lot of health. Hey, Silver, what's good? Sorry, just updating the spreadsheet real quick. That's why the sound cut out. So is this Stabby gonna pay with its life? The Stabby does pay with its life, so Misanthrope for Stabby? Well, it's really gonna be Misanthrope and Stabby. God of War Ragnarok is awesome. I've never actually played a God of War. This is weird. Why not let the creep tank the damage? So you could have had the creep tank the dimensional damage, because I guess you could body block with the gator here. Yeah, you body block with the gator so that way this doesn't die, and it's not going to die to... I mean, it could die if they invade, but they're not going to send in freaking Klepto here and then Jar behind it to kill the Murder Wing. So 2-0 panic point advantage, bad guy. But honestly, the board position for our hero isn't terrible. I don't mind Gator on this. Big AoE hit. Yeah, if they went for that, the Klepto is going to take a beating, though. And there is a chance, like, I've lost track of the traps, honestly. So there could be a trap here. If bad guy was paying attention, maybe they know there is or isn't one. Like, this Gator's not likely to die. He has a snowball. Ooh, Rocket Man! Rumbling! Rumbling out onto the battlefield. Alright, Gilbo, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Just have a poll for variety. You just want me to play Ghostbusters. Which, don't get me wrong, I want to play it too, but... people were asking for Snap. We'll do it like once. I don't know. What do we got here? Spider comes out, which I kind of get. Panic points are even here. This Gator has a significant amount of health still. Like, this Gator is not really in danger of anything. Force me to play Flash games? Let's not get wild. So the creep just goes down for freezies, basically. But not really, because although this is poison, there's a better poison coming from this. Like, you can yoink, hit, meet, double hit with this, hit with this. I don't know about this bad guy. Like, yes, you get the creep, but you're trading Klepto for it? That seems like a mistake. You don't even need all this stuff. Now you snipe the jar. And our hero still has one key left. They can even... oh my god. Like, this is a beating. This is suddenly turned into... there's 18 more turns of what I assume is bad guy just running away. Which I think Yuno said in the notes. Bad guy wants to make it long for no reason. Yep. Yeah, at this point... oh, another trap. Yeah, Yuno has absolutely taken over this game. There's no need to elongate it, bad guy. I probably would have sent in the Moffat at this point. I can understand waiting it out, but if you poison this Rocket Man, it almost dies from the poison alone. And if they stay to kill your spider, you're gonna end up killing something. And they have no keys, so I would have gone in with it. Rocket Man is just nice to look at. I love his design. Rocket Man is really cool. That was weird. Could have also sent the Gator to the top, but obviously the Gator's avoiding being frozen. I still feel like you could have poisoned the Rocket Man. Space Conqueror conquering as usual, or getting conquered in this case. See, at this point, I don't know if the spider... you'll never be able to yoink it because you have too many melee phobies, so there's no way to yoink successfully. The bad guy just kind of overextended a few turns ago. There was no reason to send that Klepto in other than impatience. So you can yoink here just to get it on the lava, which is fine. This is cute because if they freeze the Gator, it's going to thaw faster. I have no idea why you send the boom in here, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Being melee is crippling. Yeah, it's a big deal. That's why I'm curious about Yeti. I'm curious when I get Yeti. Like, is Yeti just a better Rocket Man? Oh, it's 8 keys? Really? Alan Song, welcome. Welcome. Came here from YouTube. Shout out to all the YouTube viewers. Everybody out there watching this on YouTube later. I use Yeti pretty often now, really. Purely range Rocket Man. But for 8 keys, though, 8 keys is a lot. I think Freeze is really good. Yeah, I agree with YUNOboo. There was no need for bad guy to elongate this. I absolutely would have just sent everything in. Because there's... Once my opponent has demonstrated they're not going to mess up, I'm just going for it. I'm not going to waste everybody's time. Down goes Rocket Man. Down goes bad guy's hopes. GG. GG. Well played. Well played. I think sending in the spider would have alleviated all of this from happening. Even if it gets frozen, or even if it dies, it doesn't matter. The poison itself probably kills the Rocket Man, or gets it close enough. And if they stay, you can just get in with other stuff. But, I mean, this is... The path that YUNOboo took was much safer. You could have easily just, like, you could have hypothetically thrown by sending in the spider, whereas this way there's, like, just no way to lose. Rocket Man just dies. You might have been short by a little bit, because I was rounding up to 1,500. I think it was only, like, 496 poison, and it had almost 1,600 health. So, I think it doesn't quite die, but it would have been, you know, really low. You just downloaded Phobies last month? Well, welcome to the party, Alan. I really enjoy Phobies. If you're hanging out in Primals, you'll get there, believe me. You'll get up there. Don't rush it, is what I would say. Enjoy it. One of the things I always tell new people is, and this is going to sound really dumb, but have fun playing Phobies. Because the second that you stop having fun, it's going to be really, really hard to get back. It's, in any game, it's very easy to burn out. And, like, especially in that early phase where it's like, oh, I want everything. I just want to play it all the time, and I want to get involved, and I want to do this stuff. And then all of a sudden you realize, hey, I've sunk in so much time. Primal 3 can't get higher. It happens. Play both modes. Play both Arena and... Because this is something that when I eventually put together my beginner video. Play both modes. Pick one if you want to be serious. Pick only one to be your serious mode. You can try for both, but you'll burn out, or more likely to burn out. Have one be your serious mode, and then the other one is just... You just completely screw around. You try random stuff, you try Phobies that you just got, and you don't care about your record. Because your end of season pack only cares about the highest ranking you have. Ladder's more fun. Well, they both have ladders. They both technically have ladders if you mean async versus arena. But if you mean arena because it's timed, like, I prefer arena. But the reason I say play both, aside from just having a mode to screw around in, you also generate more resources. So that way, if that particular day you can't play a bunch of games, you can do it in the other one. Yeti seems very popular among the whales, freeze range, fuzzball. I haven't seen too many, but I also don't usually observe the whale games, truthfully. Alright, so we're on another one of the carnival maps. SilverK is our hero in the blue trunks. Coolrophobia, probably my new least favorite map. Decided not to heart rush in one. Sacrifices are always made. Alright, let's see what you do. I do appreciate SilverK being a person of culture, not just speeding Stabby across the top of the map. Yeah, turret heart rush. How stupid is that? Everybody's not favored. Do people... Is that the common feeling for Coolrophobia that people don't like it? Because it feels weird. I don't like this map. I really don't. Honestly, I've been heart rushing so mindlessly. I did lose a couple heart rushes in async on this map, but I'd have to go back and look as to why. I'm pretty sure I just... Because I wasn't paying attention, sort of thing. It was async game, so I don't care. Dumbest map ever. The yes, I assume, is everybody hates this map. It's out of rotation right now, right? So bad guy elects to kill the one key. Fireball is down, which means that you get the ability to be somewhat safe here. The follow-up here is Gravedigger. I'm very curious what Silver's going to do here. Clearly, the cat can die. Like, there's a ton of ways to off the cat here. So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Wow. Look at the... Oh, there was Murder Wing behind it. I was about to say, look at the foreleg on K9, but it was actually Murder Wing's wing back here. Stop the heart rush by putting Murder Wing on the stim pad once. You can do it, but it's hard. But here's what I want to point out. Because of the prevalence of the heart rush, look how much effort bad guys put into defending. You know, they sent the Murder Wing here first. They're pulling this back. Just to fight this, which may not even go in. The common meta plays can be taken advantage of. Because Silver is not going for the heart rush, and obviously the bad guy had a certain game plan in mind for fighting that particular opener, they're now forced into an awkward position. I play this game like chess where I end up sacrificing useless pieces. That's how you should play Phobies. A lot of people, myself included, lose games of Phobies because, oh, I got my cool thing on the board. I have to keep it alive. Yeah, where's Onda for the Kerbloom? Kerbloom is kind of an oddity here. We'll have to see how it plays in. Because that was pre-stabby. It was not an answer to the stabby. Breaking this block here, though, is pretty cool because it opens up a lot more surface area to try and defend here. Bad guy is going to get the Murder Wing here, and then I guess eventually the stabby. I don't know about the creep. I'm not hugely sold on creep. Bad guy is electing not to take down the Gesundheit. That's fair. Yeah, it's the same as chess. You're absolutely right, Alan. It's just that a lot of people, and like I said, myself included, I'm not trying to point fingers at other people and not myself, but sometimes you get your phobia on the board. It's like, oh, I just want to use this thing, or, oh, this is how I need this to win, so you overcompensate trying to protect a phobia, and then it actually ends up costing you the game. Why didn't this spit on the Murder Wing? It's more oh, are you just going to kill it? Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, like, why not vomit on it, but it's dead. Yeah, they didn't need... It's better to just kill it, right? Change higher keys as lower keys. Yeah, if you can trade out your low stuff for their high stuff, that's ideal, but obviously... Oh, this is gonna... No, this will die to the fire because of the double fire. It'll die to the double fire. So this trade wasn't great. It might have been better to just spit on the Murder Wing. Yeah, 5 for 3. That's the problem. But the snowball goes down, so at the end of the day, we end up 6 or 7. So far, our hero's ahead, but obviously the Gesundheit's going to die. And we get Pterodactyl as the answer. Actually sits on the stim, which I like this. This thing's not going to die. There's no way for bad guy to get to it. This Kerbloom is still doing nothing, though. This is the chess play that Silver was kind of alluding to. You know, trading stuff out. And that's one of the big skills to pick up in Phobies, is trying to see when you're able to make those invades that may look bad in the moment, but ultimately pay off over time. Hey, you said you weren't heart rushing, you lied. I don't know about this Pterodactyl invade, but it is a triple panic point advantage. Putting pressure on this heart that's at 37-36. Ooh, we get a bad omen. Chat, we got bad omen. I imagine the bad omen's gonna die, but the bad omen is here. Bad omen is in fact here. Noxious. Taking down the Gravedigger. Bad guy still has 7 keys, though, so this could get dicey. This could get dicey. Pterodactyl is the answer, so we do get a Kerbloom hit. Oh, look at that. This is a cool play, chat. This is actually really cool. You get the displacement. Get the displacement from the Kerbloom in order to set up the Bad Omen multi-power down. That's actually pretty cool. That's a really good heads-up play. Well done, Silver.
Oh, that will leave a mark.
You don't get the takedowns here, but that is okay given the context. So 200 damage, 174, 238. They actually cannot kill this now, because only these will be able to hit, and it's only going to be 3 attacks total. Yeah, this is a really cool play. I was about to say, are they not even going to be able to kill the cat? Look how many hits it... Who is saying that Bad Omen is not good? Look at what just happened. It took 5 hits to kill the Bad Omen. It took 5 hits from a 7 key, a 3 key, and a 2 key in order to take down a 2 key. Like, that's an enormous power down. That is hugely meaningful. Like, hugely meaningful. Now Pterodactyl gets a double kill? I mean, yes. Triple panic point advantage, by the way, still. 1,300 health on the heart. A little under 14. I mean, at this stage, now you can actually legitimately heart rush. Not, I'm running turrets across the top of the board. Your opponent could body block, but then they're standing on lava and you just eat them alive. They chose not to, and I'm going to say they chose poorly. Can you get Bad Omen in a card pack? Now you can. Now that the deal is over, you can. Ball game. Well played, Silver. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. What level is your Bad Omen? I mean, that probably wasn't a very high level one, because the Stabby still had damage to do. Oh, all of them still had damage to do. That's a level 8. That's pretty solid. 300 damage off. Like, that's a big deal. I'm telling you, Chad, Bad Omen might have been worth a deal. I don't know. Content affiliate. But, clip that, I did. I did. Imagine a level 666 Bad Omen. Do we really want to? Is that something we actually want to imagine? That was pretty cool. Get to see a little Bad Omen putting in some work. I'm telling you, Chad, I think Bad Omen's actually going to be problematic. I think Bad Omen could hypothetically be problematic. It just... Is there a single other 2 key that can dictate your opponent's plays as much as that? I mean, yes, in niche scenarios, each of these, you know, like, well, if they have to invade and can't kill the Gesundheit, you're screwed. You know what oh, no, here's Bad Omen. I was about to say, can you not see it, but... I already knew Bad Omen is a good ability since the ability got revealed. Yeah. Squiggles can, technically. Sort of. I feel as though... So, I was talking about this briefly. We'll probably switch to variety after this, but I want to talk about this a little bit. I'm trying to put together this chart, like a quadrant chart, to evaluate Phobies. A different way of doing the tier list. And one of the axes is how useful is this in general scenarios? Like, how quantity-wise, how many scenarios is this useful in? So, is it a niche phobie, or is it a generally good phobie? And I feel like Bad Omen is way, way on the end of I'm just a really good phobie. There are going to be very, very few scenarios where Bad Omen on 2 is not going to be worthwhile. Or at whatever point in the game Bad Omen shows up. It just feels like Bad Omen is going to screw with your opponent's math so badly. I mean, even at level 1, it's almost having damage output for a huge swath of Phobies. 250 damage off from a Hevo like this means that the Hevo literally cannot kill the Bad Omen. I'm missing 44 Phobies? Yes. We've done pretty good with pack openings, but we are kind of due for not much. You know what I mean? Like, one of these times we're going to get somewhat of a dud pack opening where we don't get anything new. We're just kind of due for it, right? We will get, what was I going to... This. I clicked off of it. Like, I should get to Yeti after this pack opening. But I'm really excited about Glob. I'm like... It takes me roughly 3 seasons to go 1 stress level. Roughly 3 seasons to go, like 10 stress levels. I guess not 1 stress level. 10 stress levels to get to the next thing. Somewhere around that. I might be able to do it in 2.5 if I just opened stuff constantly and didn't leave it all for the season end, but I don't care enough. So, if we assume 3, so we get into this, so 1, 2, 3, put us here, 1, 2, 3, that's 6, 9. It's just going to take a long time to get these. I'm sure you're going to have fun. I want to. Yeti the Spaghetti? What? I don't know. There's a lot of Phobies that I am pushing to use more. I feel as though I've gotten actually a lot of, like, legitimate non-meme use out of Russell. I've gotten legitimate non-meme use out of Russell. I think Graylien has done very well for me so far. I need to use Brony more, but I think Brony's a little more situational. I really want to use Flesh Crawler more, but I just don't know when I'd want it over, like, any of the other 7 keys. Basically any of them I would probably choose over Flesh Crawler. Most of the time. I gotta think about it. The Speedola, I'm not really going to use. I have gotten some use out of Zomboni, but I need to use it more. Bluelian, I could probably afford to use it more. I haven't used it that much, but I also haven't gone up against a lot of poison. The next time I see Noxious, Bluelian's coming out. 100%. Daisy, I've gotten a ton of use out of. Like, a ton of use. Motherlode is just better than... is just the better Flesh Crawler. I think you're right. I'm using Russell in one of my games. Enemy keeps stalling. They have max Phobies, but they have so many keys. It doesn't matter. So the key is the turn that you've decided with Russell that, okay, I'm not playing back anymore, and you're going to go in, just, you have to decimate their team. Like, cripple them. So that way when they refill, it's like, great, you refilled. I'm still at such a huge advantage, it doesn't matter. I don't have many Phobies, but I was so happy that I got Motherlode, because Motherlode's helping me win so many games. Motherlode seems really good. Any value out of Numbskull? I've played it literally once. I think I did it on stream. Yeah, I have both aliens. I haven't gotten them both out in the same game, though. I used Graylien earlier tonight, but I haven't used Bluelian as much. Numbskull really... I don't even know when I want it. Right now, I think it's not quite Boomer level for me, but it's pretty close. Like, honestly, I feel like I want Boomer more often. You know how often I play Boomer, chat. Because of the movement. The one movement is really bad for me. But I have to force it. Just try it. Trying to get full dead. Well, yes, but I'm saying eventually you're going to have to do it, Onda. Unless you have panic point control, in which point, yeah, they got to wait. Numbskull won me a game because they ignored it. I don't dislike Numbskull. I just have yet to have a scenario where I said, you know what? The one key I want is Numbskull. Because by the time I inch it up, any of the other 1 keys, you know, like a Contortio, a Cat, an AWOL, a Cowbell, all of those could have been in the fray and possibly hit something in the time that it takes Numbskull to almost get there. So I generally would prefer to have these 1 keys, the other 1 keys, so that way I can influence what's going on. Numbskull's more like a distraction. I guess. I don't know. I would like to use it. I'm a spiky beetle. So we have confirmed officially it's not a crab, it's a beetle, chat. Numbskull has told us they are a beetle, so they are a beetle. It's not a head crab. Although it's funny that it's a beetle with only 4 legs. Numbskull in a map like Biff's Room and Red Rum. Red Rum, I think, could work. Biff's Room, I don't know. Biff's Room, I don't know. Red Rum, definitely. Is you know, you tend to have all this stuff clustered, but the problem is it takes 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say it's down here. Actually, you can put it up here. It has enough health. So your opponent hits it a couple times, then backs off. Are you sending it in? I don't know. It just... I can see Beth's Room as well, because you also get that same arena sort of setup. Maybe Home Sweet Home? I don't think you'll ever really get a multi-hit, though. Maybe Always Watching is another one where there might just... Okay, things are in, so now Numbskull gets in, or makes your opponent think about it so that way they don't come in. Your opponent's thinking, oh, I don't want to get multi-hits, so I'll just hang back. Numbskull taps his little feet. Yeah, it kind of like dances in place. Numbskull is pretty cute. Although, like, Onda has the Numbskull avatar here, and it just reminds me of a Koopa from Mario. In this. I know it's curved, because they're like, the spines aren't spikes, but it just looks like stylized spikes, or like the angle, you know what I mean? But it looks like a Koopa to me there, not a beetle. Which is kind of funny. I mean, they're all stylized, so they all look like funny things. But I'm telling you, I want this as an avatar. I want this muffin, not the other one. I want this muffin. You know what would be cool, chat? Because you can't get these avatars any other way. This would be cool tournament prizes. These would be cool tournament prizes, because they're obviously already in the game. Nothing else needs to be produced. They would just have to find a way to enable it so that they could assign it to people's accounts. The problem is I think they want to keep those, because you can play against those bots on the ladder. You mean Dry Bones? Well, there are other Koopas with spikes on their shells. It's not just Dry Bones. I don't even know that Dry Bones has spikes on their shells. There could be rewards for getting a specific amount of wins by beating those bots. Yeah. I don't think you want them farmable, though. I think there should be some custom cosmetics that are unique to winning tournaments. Part of it's selfish, because I want to do Fright Night stuff, but also I think that it would be worthwhile, because it gives people a reason to play other than just trying to accrue currency in-game. Because think about it, like, what else do you give out in tournaments in real life? Well, you can win money. You can win cards, which you could sell to turn into money. You can't do any of that stuff here. You'd be getting stuff that just keeps you playing, so give people something as bragging rights. I don't know, there's a lot of things they could do. There's a lot of things they could do. I don't know if it's probably not really high on their priority list, realistically, so. That's going to do it for the Phobies portion. Definitely a lot of fun tonight. We had some viewer challenges. We had some game breakdowns. We had some arena games. We were talking about a bunch of stuff. If you want to come by the live stream and hear all this stuff before it hits YouTube, hit up the link in the description. Also, check out the Discord. Link for that is down there as well. Of course, likes and subscribes definitely help. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. You know the deal. But that's going to do it for now. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Black Lives Matter.